creating a simple ordering and payment system. What we're going to do now is create a form for the customer table. The Create tab here gives you these options for creating a form. The first option we're going to look at is this, create a form using the selected table. This is not a good option, but it's a good idea to use it and have a look and see what comes up. The main thing I'm looking at here is that everything is as I expected it to be. My captions are as I expected to be except for, oops, see here, see title, see telly, see email. I forgot some captions. They aren't what they should be, so it's a good sign that I need to go back and fix them. You'll also see the email is in a double height text box. That's probably another mistake. I probably want to make sure that that is a low enough number that it doesn't automatically come out as a double height box. So just close that. Yeah, don't save it. And we go back in here and we go into the design view and we fix those things that we have made a mistake on. The caption there should have been set to title. The telephone number there should have been set to something sensible, like phone. And the email caption should be set to email. Okay, with those set up, we can now proceed with the real way that we're going to do it, and that is to create using the wizard. That's been hidden away underneath the More Forms option, and here's the Form Wizard. Now, the Form Wizard is quite a useful way to step by step through putting all the fields on that we want. It lets us select, go away please, it lets me select the table that I want to use, and then it lets me select the individual fields. It's often a good idea just to throw everything on, and then it's a lot easier to put things on and then delete them. But in this case what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a few things, have a look at them, and then drag other things on as I need them. Okay, so there's just a few things to start with. Now I'm going to choose the layout here to be columnar. Okay, columnar is best when you want to see a single record at a time. You're never going to be putting more than one customer's details in at a time. As a system operator, you will always be dealing with one customer. Okay. Now, you probably won't have this option on your system. This is a feature in Access 2007. I'm going to choose the even older Access 2003 just to try and keep the presentation distractions down to a minimum. Your system will probably let you choose themes. Okay. Now here, the last step is an important step. We want to choose a title that will be one we can allow the operator to see. Now, the operator should not be exposed to cryptic titles like TBL customer. He needs to see something that he would understand, like customer details, customer information, or even just customers. Okay. Now we get an option here to modify the form's design or view the form. We'll just start with these and we'll show you how to switch between them. Now this is what the form's looking like as a form. You'll see here's a record selector here. You'll see there's a blank area here, which this makes up the header. Now the most important tools you need to learn are how to change the view. How to change to design view here. Okay, there's another way of changing it to form view and design view. That's down here at the bottom right hand corner. Now I'm going to look at the design view. You'll see the design view consists of a number of separate areas. There's a header, a detail area, and a footer. Now I'll go into a bit more about what they do later, but for now I'm just going to look at what we have and start to organize it and work with it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain the header obviously sits at the top. If we had multiple records, then the detail area would be repeated. Now it's a good idea to tidy this up. That means try to make things as tight, using up as little space as possible. So here you see a lot of pointless white space. This is really a bad problem, because I have labels and then I have the things that are labeling them over here. So I want to get rid of that. Now, I've made sure that all my labels are about 10 characters or less. You shouldn't really be having labels that are more than 10 characters. For example, if you have customer's preferred surname as your label here, it's a bit silly then to have labels like ID, which are too far away from the thing they're labeling. Now, at the moment, the 4 labels I have are in a nice arrangement. I'm going to just, if I do start to twiddle with this, you'll see, because I have the 2 things selected, it's modified both of them. If I want to modify just one thing, I need to make sure that I have just one thing selected. So here, I'll just try and bring the labels back down. If I go into the layout view, you get some idea about what the surname is going to appear, how the surname is going to appear in the text box and the label. Now, clearly, if it was Bartholomew Smythe, I would want probably about that much room. So, judge how you think the layout's going to be used. You'll see here you can move the whole arrangement over. So, if you push that in as reasonably as far as close you can to the record selector. Now, I'll go back to the design view. Now, I'm going to start trying to make more use of the area that I have put in some more fields. Now, this option up here, add existing fields, is going to let me do that. You can see here's the fields I've already put in. Here's the fields I'm going to want to put in. Now, I have an option to shift click, which lets me highlight a number of them at a time, and I can grab them and put them in. Now, although these are being put in, they are not in an arrangement. You can see they're individual sets of fields and labels, of text boxes and labels. Now, if I highlight them all, and then on the Arrange menu, choose Stacked to link them all together into a nice stack. And you see how much neater that is, and it has chosen a sensible width for everything there. I'll take these. Now these are the delivery ones, and I'll put them in a separate stack over here. Now again, I'll just click Stacked. I'll try and just move these over. Now, instead of me fiddling about trying to get these to the same height, there's a number of tools that can do this for me. If I just select this, there is in the Arrange menu, there's some tools that will let me change the alignment of these things and move them to the top as a group, and that has all of those aligned as a group. Now there's also things that will let me move things and change the spacing so that they are spaced regularly or spaced similarly or sized. There are different options that you can have here. There's options here for setting the spacing of objects. Now they've been grayed out because it's a bit upset with the selection that I've made. If I try to do that, nope, it's not going to let me do it with those options, but never mind, I'll get on with what I need to do. And then there's these objects here. Now what I might like to do is I might like to drop one of those over here and find a nice place to put it. Okay, this one here, this is probably going to take a larger text box. Again, there I was stupidly faffing around with trying to get that trying to get that aligned up. And here on my control alignment area, now you'll find this control is available in a slightly different area in the version of Access that you're using, but it will be there. So here I want to just bring that out. Now email is going to be the field that's going to need to be the widest possible. Okay, to fit in the details that people want to put in. Okay, so let's have a look at that in the form view, see if it looks okay. Yeah, looks okay. Now what I want to do is I want to put in some labels above these things here. Now to put on a specific label, there's the database tool, sorry, the design tools. The thing I want is a simple label. Now I want to drop the label in here. I want to say that this is the billing address. Now billing, I don't know if I write the word billing, is the word address not pretty redundant? If you see underneath the word billing, line 1, line 2, line 3 in postcode, you're not going to go, oh, I'm incredibly surprised. I didn't think that was going to be an address. It's fairly obvious that's an address. So you can choose, billing address or billing for this object here. Now I've got my label. I want to drop it into the arrangement. Now annoyingly I've chosen the wrong thing. Did I not choose a label? Yeah, I did choose a label. What it's done is it's put in another label for me when I put that label in there, and it's done that. I don't know why. I'll just Control Z it and just try again. I'm just trying to get the label that I want into the top of that. Let's see if it does it. No, it's not going to. It doesn't matter. What I'm going to do with this object is I'm going to try and merge the arrangement. And would you believe it? What I've done is I'm in a system that isn't going to let me merge them because I'm using ye olde Access 2007. Oh well, I'll just get rid of that and try and figure out a different way to put a label along the top of this object. The tools that I would want to use will include things like rectangles. These are little option group boxes. They're not designed for this. They can be, I can abuse them, and that's probably what I'm going to do in this instance because. Let's see. Oops! How annoying. Just move that down, right? So I've moved the things down as a group. Now what I want to do is I want to use either that object or something else just to stick a grouping over here that says that these are. Okay, and you can see it's trying to get this up, and I'm just going to cancel that because I don't want any of those in there. But I have a frame here, and I'm just going to tell this to go to the background. Here's my alignment here. Oh, no, position, send to back. Okay, and where that label there, frame 22. This is a really awful thing to do, but needs must. Billing. Oh, I feel like putting in billing address just to make it look better. And there's my billing address. Little rectangle around it. At the minute it is operating, if you just look at this, with this sort of 3D look to it. With the grey area, it's reasonably clear that this is the billing address. Okay, back in the design view, I want to just take this object. Oh, not going to let me select it. I'll just make another one. Grab all of this. No, I won't. I'll just escape out of that. Definitely running out of space. No, should be good. Just grab all those, just shift them over that way a bit. Take. Oh, well, let's see. Why don't I just do this a different way? I will draw in a rectangle and then label it with a label. That would be a silly thing to do, so why not do it? What have I got? Is that my No, that's my special effects for the objects. Where's my rectangle gone? There's it there. There's my rectangle. Drop it on there. I don't need to worry about flattening it because I don't need to about sending it to the back because it's a hollow object. And what I'll do is I'll just stick a label on the top here. If I put the label on, and this one I'll just put in delivery address. Okay. Now the problem with the delivery address label that I've used here is that it is not. It's transparent. If you look at it on here, you'll see the line appears through it. Over here, the object isn't. So just go here. Now, one simple way to do that is you should be able to just transfer properties from one object to another object like that. Okay, so that the rectangle here has the sort of 3D effect, which I can choose over here. Let's see, sunken. See if that does it. Yep. So now they look the same, or they've got the same effect on them. Although the rectangle inside is transparent with the rectangle inside, and that's white. If I wanted, okay, I don't see why I would. Okay, now that's the beginnings of what we want to achieve in design view. Now I need to start putting some buttons in here putting some functionality onto it. Some of the basic functionality is going to be put on using the options for the controls here and letting the wizard do the work. So first of all, a combo box will let us find objects using something like the customer number. Okay, so a combo box control, the wizard automatically presents us with the options that might be associated with it. I want the combo box to look up values. I want to find a record based on the value that I select in my combo box. Now, this is not going to be spectacular because I've only got one record in here at the moment. It would make a lot more sense if I cancelled this, put in a couple of records, and then came back and relaunched the wizard. So let's just pause. Okay, rather than go away and do it in the table, I'll just show you how the form operates. Now with the form operating, there's a new button up here, new control up here. If I do this, I get to put in a new record. So let's put in Mrs. Jenny Smith. Now you'll notice I've pressed the tab key. Well, you won't have noticed. I press a tab key to move from one field to another. If you put the tab will follow the order that I put the controls on. So it has jumped there to the line 1. I want then to say, you know, to Foggart Drive. Now you can begin to see operating this. It's a bit tight putting in any sort of reasonable addresses. Let's make her live in Antrim. Let's put that in County Antrim. That seems to work okay. BT, it automatically puts in the thing. I don't even know what Antrim is. Just some random letters. Now again, I would like it. It would be really handy if there was some way that I could put these in and have them automatically fill in with the details that are over here, without me having to, you know, do a lot of work just to copy and paste that. That would be a really handy bit of functionality to put in. Okay, let's just see, but I'll just, for the minute, I'll just faff around with copying this from one to another. Okay, so there we are. Oh, is that going to do it? No, it's not, because I'm in the wrong position. Try again. Oh, it's done it. Okay, so phone. Let's put that through with some random numbers. Email. That should validate okay if it's as nothing, if it's as null. Okay, and yes, it has. It's let me use the navigation here to go down and do a different one. Okay, so there we are. There's all her details. If I put in something like that and I try to go on to the next record, it will not let me because it has to be a valid email. Okay, so I'll just give her a valid looking email with something at something.something.com. Okay, just make it look plausible. Okay, now my reason for doing this is to allow me to have a token effort at using some of the find controls. Now what we're doing here is we're dropping on this combo control. Okay, you can put it anywhere. You can put it on the header or the footer. Pick one. Find. Okay, you remember we saw this wizard before I dropped out of it. Find a record on my form based on the value. Select my combo box. Now, if I'm going to search it, I'm likely to be searching for something like the billing postcode, or the surname, or the customer ID, whatever it is I want to search, and you can put multiple search items on. Okay, I'm just going to say next. Hide key recommended. Don't forget. Okay, set this to a reasonable width. Okay, it's important to keep these things compact. Now the label. The label here is going to be find postcode. Find by postcode, find using postcode, find by PC. That's reasonable abbreviation. Again, I don't want to make these too long. Okay. Now let's move this control out. Now what? Access is not good. It's not good at lining things up. Okay, and the width of this, I can see No, okay, that looks reasonable. Let's just go into the layout view and have a little look. It doesn't work in the layout view. Let's go into the form view, drop it down, choose a postcode, and it should have automatically gone to that one. Choose that, and yes, it has automatically gone to that one. So it's a pretty responsive, quick, easy way to find. If I start typing a postcode, you will see that it auto-completes. If I do BT2, it auto-completes to the first one that it thinks I might. If I do BT and I type in 4, it auto-completes. I just press enter and it jumps to the appropriate one. Okay, so that's find. You should be able to put a few of those on. Okay, now there's a few other wee things we definitely want to put on here. We want to put on some sort of multifunctional buttons. Really simple one. Put it up here. You see, this is the menu. The wizard starts doing the work for us. Form operations, close form. Next, picture. Choose an appropriate picture. You can browse and there's a whole load of other ones. Show all pictures, you can have everything. Okay, but here we are, picture. Stop seems reasonable. Next, oh, I think I muffed up the previous one and didn't put a command in it properly, a proper name for it. Anyway, this should be given a proper name like command close, so that it works, does what it should do. Click finish, and there it is. Let me just check that's the object there. If I look at its property sheet, yep, I was a bad boy. When I closed this, I forgot to change the name of this object to something more sensible. It cannot be left in a project called something like Combo 28. It has to be called something like CM. You can either call them CBO for combo, or you can call them drop DD for drop down. I'm going to call it combo, and I will give it a name, find by post code. Okay, now this is a design. This label, this name is important for design purposes. The designer would have said this is what it should be called, so I have to make sure I get these right. Okay, or at least I have to make sure that I get them, make them reasonable. Okay, so again, this object would be called command close. Most of the other objects should have names that will be reasonable. Now you'll see these. Oh, yeah, that's important. Didn't show you that at the beginning. These have lovely, sensible names. Customer ID label. This is called customer ID. This doesn't have a sensible name. It's called label 9. Where'd that come from? What's this called? Label 10. What's this called? Label 17. Oh no, this is awful. If I was designing this, I would have to have changed these label names to something like label underscore CB ADRA 1. Now, there's an important, useful lesson, and that is to avoid doing that sort of thing, to avoid having to do this sort of repairing all of the object names. If you put all the fields on using the wizard and then move them around, rather than doing which I did, which was put these 4 on and then add these from the Netherland. Okay, well, I'm reasonably happy with that. Oh, no, not. I've got a few other things, other just random buttons that we want to put on. There's a perfectly good navigation system that appears, but people like to put their own navigation system on. I don't see any problem with that, and if you want to, you just put on the navigation buttons here. Make sure you put on appropriate. Now, why is the picture not coming out? Why is the picture not coming out? Picture. Oh, it is coming out. Okay, it's coming out over there. Other pictures, if we do show all pictures, there should be a there should be a picture in here which is something like go to next. Okay, Ah, I've chosen the wrong one. That's what I've done. I did find next rather than go to next. Go to next record, go to previous record. There we are. It's got the right picture now. And I want to call this command next. No problem. Finish. Now, if you feel like assembling a little navigation thing down here, it's quite useful to do on one form because you can copy and paste it onto your other forms, which is a handy little thing to have. Another button that you really want to have on here is the form operation, is to the record operation, sorry, add a new record. I would avoid using delete record, but again, oh well, why should you? Right, let's just show you what add new record looks like. There's a picture, whichever one you think is important, or there are icons in here that there would be icons if this was configured properly. It's just, I'll give up on that. Show all pictures. You can choose whatever you think would be appropriate. What would be appropriate? I'll just stick with that one. Or what I'll do is put in here new customer. Okay, so put that on. Command new customer. Hit finish. Now there's a button. So you can decide whether that should go there or there. I think, well, possibly logically it might go up here. Your workflow would be, you've come to this form, you're trying to find a customer. If you can't find them, then you create a new one. Down here we could put all the navigation buttons. Okay, I'm just going to stop there, and well, I'll hopefully show you something on the next video. Okay, bye now.